What's up, couch coverage? Today we're going over 4 underdogs that we believe are going to upset their opponents in week 1. I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm picking the Packers over the Lions. Right behind me, the Pack is back, and that is so true. We have we have won the last 12 season openers. So that's on our side. Lions have lost coordinators. They are having a brand new center. They have a rookie starting at guard. We just got Micah Parsons. Yes, I know you're going to say, oh, but you lost to him twice last season. But guess what? That was the end of the season. Okay. We weren't doing that well. Second game, we only lost by 3 points. This year is our year. We're taking them out. Kevin, who you got?
No, wait.
Whoa,
I
whoa,
want to
whoa,
go
whoa,
back.
whoa. Let's
I want to
talk
go
about
back
your
to
subject,
something.
man.
Did you guys lose
yeah.
to the Eagles last year?
It wasn't a
Didn't
home
that
opener,
kind of-
buddy. We're across seas. I said home openers. Yeah,
home
when we're at
opener.
home, we're on our thing. Okay.
I
And
misunderstood. I'm sorry about that. The
that's
grass
okay.
must have been slippery. That's why.
And
you
we
guys
got
won.
Little Wayne. We got Little Wayne dropping his new song for the Packers. So shout out to Little Wayne. That's gonna fire us up. He'll probably stay at the game the whole time.
Wayne.
We got it, man.
Mm-mm.
We got it. And we
I'm
got
with
Xavier McKinney. They're over.
I'm with the
They're
Lions,
done.
buddy. I feel like the Lions are gonna run it up.
That's okay.
I will say it's really hard to say that the Lions are going to be 0-1 to start the season. I will say that. I feel like that is kind of hard to go with. But honestly, at the same time, I like it, man. There's a lot of pros. I mean, you are home. Lions just lost both their offense and defensive coordinator last season. So you guys seem to be healthy at the moment. That's what's said. Besides Christian Watson, I think that's like really the only wide receiver you're kind of having issues with.
Yeah, and I know Love with his thumb, but I think he's good on that now. I think we're past that point.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, if it's, I don't know. I definitely think it could go both ways. I think it's a good game. I'm glad it's the 425 game. I'm going to be watching it 100%. I think that is a good 425 game to have. And I think it really could go both ways. I mean, I'm kind of out on the Packers division wise, but we're talking about first game here only. We're supposed to be fully healthy. A lot of. I think that the Packers. I think the Packers could upset them. Would I go for that? Would I also agree with that? Probably not. I probably would still say the Lions. I'm not as ballsy as you.
That hurts, Zach. That hurts. I think I'm gonna take the Cowboys this week. That hurts.
Whoa, dude! I said that I respect your decision.
Wow.
I just don't. I'm not as ballsy as you to make the pick as well.
I don't respect it.
I respect
it. I don't.
Why do you think the Packers will lose, Kevin?
Look at the team. Who's their wide receiver one?
That is the question. That is
the question. You're right.
All right, I'll tell you who's the wide receiver 1 and 2 for Lions. They both could be wide receiver ones. Who's a running back 1 and 2 for Lions? They both could be running back one. Like they don't have any offense. Only Josh Jacobs and that's it. That's the only thing they have.
Okay, who did you take in your fantasy earlier? What receiver did you take from the Packers? Oh, okay. Just want to make sure.
A rookie, by the way. He's wide receiver 1.
No, he's not wide receiver 1, but you're going to see his name a lot this season.
Hey, I'm trying.
Who you picking?
This is an interesting game because right off the bat, there's some things that we looked at right now that I think does make me think that the Packers could do it. I mean, obviously Packers are at home and they have a home field advantage. They really have, they have a strong record in home openers. I think they won their last 12. So, I mean, that's a huge thing right there. And of course, the Lions, there is some new things going on. I think the Lions going to be strong and they're going to be a good team again, but there's a lot of unknowns. I know they had to shuffle around the offensive line. I know they had a retirement of one of their linemen, Frank Ragnow. I think he was the one that got retired. They had some injuries on the defensive side. So those kind of things with the new offensive and defensive coordinator, that kind of stuff, we don't really know, what they're going to do. Obviously, Jordan Love, he has to come in and show that he can be an elite quarterback. So he has to get better, and people do believe that. But if he's getting more and more chemistry with his team, that might show up. The one thing that I don't know if you guys seen that was scaring me a little bit is the recent news today about Micah Parsons being a little injured. They're saying now today, I saw the newest releases that he has some kind of back issue, and that the Cowboys had to give him shots for like the 5-day shots for it, and that he's been trying to practice and he's leaning toward playing this game. But they were just saying it's not 100% that Micah will actually be able to play in this game because he has some kind of back issue there. I don't know. We need to keep an eye out for that. Because I know a lot of the hoopla is watching him come in and put that pressure on Goff, and maybe that offensive line can't control him, and so maybe the Lions are going to have a long game if they, even though they have that running attack. But this new news about the possible issue with his back, that is something we got to keep an eye on.
Yeah. Jerry Jones saw something, man. He saw something. That's why he traded away.
Shipping off injured players.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Hey,
listen, we need to avoid that contract because I do see this here, and it says the Cowboys prescribed him a 5-day plan of anti-inflammatory corticosteroids, prednisone to help him recover from his tightness. So they knew this. That was in false faith right there. Void the contract.
You don't think that the Packers knew, though? Like, I'm sure
they might have known. Yeah, I didn't see anything that said they did not know about this, but I did hear there was stories that the Packers a little, it would be
the craziest like story that the Packers lost on this trade. The craziest story.
That one. You know what? Give him some more steroids. Get him out there. He's already. He already. You know what? Who cares? Steroid him up. Let's go.
Yeah, they're giving him these cortisone shots and things like that. It may be fine, but when I saw that, I was like, "Ooh, that's going to be big news," because everyone wants to see him out there, in a big division game like this. And I don't know. Yeah. We got to keep an eye out.
That is the thing to kind of sway away from the Micah Parsons here thing. I do agree with what you said about Jordan Love. He does need to step up, and I think that obviously if we look at the Packers, like which side is better, either the run game or the pass game, I probably lean towards the run more. I think Josh Jacobs is more consistent. Where Jordan Love can toss that ball. Don't get me wrong, but he also turns over the ball. You can't be doing that. So, but if Jordan Love can come in here and he can keep the ball on the side of the Packers, and he could be able to get it downfield to no matter who the receiver is, Matthew Golden, Romeo Doubs, Jaden Reed, whatever, then I think that the Packers could be good. The thing that is the issue with that is if you look at the other side of the ball and you look at the Lions, I feel like there's not really a side that is kind of weaker than the other. Their run game and their pass game is really strong. So if you do not have Micah Parsons not putting any pressure on that quarterback, I do think that is going to be probably a big loss in your guys' direction. And I probably would definitely sway more towards the Lions if Micah Parsons is not playing. If Micah Parsons plays, then I do think that this might be low key an upset. Like there could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, you also have to see how those new coordinators actually run the game. See if they do as well as they did last year. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's unknown. Are they going to click and be the same dynamic, explosive team they were last year? Or is it the loss of the coaches, even though they have the same quality players overall? Are they going to do the same thing they did last year? I mean, I think they're going to still be really good, but you're right. That's the unknown. Are they going to be as good as they were? And are they going to be more mediocre because of the loss of the coaches?
All right. We'll go ahead and we'll move on from the Packers one as we're extending a little here. Kevin, go ahead and give us the next upset. Give us the next underdog for week 1.
I'm telling you guys this. I'm a firm believer. I'm an early believer, actually. Raiders are going to make it, and Raiders are going to win the first game against the Patriots. I don't know, this love and like this belief in Drake May. I don't see it. I really don't see it. Drake May, if he's really that good, he only won 4 games last season. He is on a loss streak, dude. Geno Smith, people like to dog on him. Last year, he had a really good season with the Seahawks. 4,000 yards, more than 4,000 yards, 21 touchdowns. That's crazy for him being old. And then Drake May, I do get he's a rookie. They don't have the greatest O-line, and they fixed it with Will Campbell. But he only threw for 2,200 yards and 15 touchdowns, It's good for a rookie, but it's not the best, It's not like he's the best quarterback out there. When you see who Geno's throwing to, Kobe Myers, Amari Cooper, Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers, I feel like this is such an easy I don't know, like a pick for me. I don't know why people are saying Patriots are going to win. It's ridiculous. I don't know.
Yeah,
What do
I
you guys think?
mean, I think I think both teams did a lot in the offseason, 100%. Both teams went out and got the players. Patriots probably more on the O line and the
Yeah,
defensive side of it. Don't get me wrong; they do have some. They did pick up Trevion Henderson and Kyle Williams in the draft. And
yeah,
those are two weapons, but where the Raiders seem like they are all over the place. They did go ahead and get Ashton Genty. They went ahead and got a new quarterback with Geno Smith, all that fun stuff. So I agree with you. I think the Raiders do have more weapons than the Patriots right now, which is a crazy thing to say. What I am not going to sit here and take is the disrespect to Drake May. I am a strong believer in Drake May, and I do think that Drake May is gonna have a good season, and I think he's gonna come out here and he's gonna surprise some people. But I do think we are overhyping him a little bit. I think we're a little too excited, for preseason. We've seen what the Patriots can do, and I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves.
yeah.
I think that this very well could be an upset. The books don't have it by too far. They only have them by really a 3-point lead.
Yeah.
The Patriots do, so it's not like it is still a one-score game, and it's not as bad. But I don't know. I think you might be onto something. I think the Raiders could come in here and give a little surprise and get it upset, and we'll all be talking about how Geno Smith started 1-0 on the season. And, who knows? Maybe that division, everyone else will take a loss besides the Chargers and Chiefs since they're playing each other.
We'll see. Yeah. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean,
I agree.
go ahead. Go ahead, Drew.
Sorry. No, we're going that way. You go.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think this game is an interesting game because, for one thing, I go along with what Kevin's saying too. I think people are automatically giving the Patriots way too much credit. Like, I've seen so many people say that, oh, they're going to win, like they're going to be second place in the division, and of course, I know I'm a Dolphins fan, a little biased there, but just looking at the team, is that you got a young quarterback that really hasn't proven himself yet. He looks good. He looks like he could do a lot of things. But like Zach said, there's so many new players on that team. We don't know what kind of chemistry they really have yet. And, so there's a lot of unknowns for the Patriots. I think they got some a young factor there. I think the same thing for the Raiders. They have a lot of new players too. I mean, with
Yep.
rookies like Genty, and of course the new quarterback with Geno Smith. But the thing about Geno Smith, he is the veteran. So really, I think this game comes down is who's going to win is what quarterback outplays the other quarterback. And if Drake May comes in and does what people think he will, they could win this game. But I think the Raiders do have a lot of weapons there on offense. We do have some questions on the line, but if they can run the ball and they can take advantage of throwing to Jacoby Myers, they don't have like Devontae there anymore, so they're going to have to really, lean on the run game. But there's also a difference in coaching. You have a returning coach with the Raiders. You have a new coach there, on the Patriots, head coach. So what's going to happen. So I know that's one of the exciting things is new coach versus a returning coach, or you may even have what young players are really going to outperform the other players. And again, I'll go back. It's probably going to come down to Geno Smith versus Drake May.
Jarrell, who do you think got this game? I know you said you kind of agree with what we said, but who would you lean towards? If you had to put money on this game, who would you do?
Oh, man. Mine's going to probably be just short and sweet. I would go with the Raiders. I've been talking all preseason how I like Geno. I think he'll do great out there. Mike Vrabel, Vrabel, new coach over there in New England. I know he's a good coach. I know he can usually get his players to stand up and overperform for expectations. So I think it'll be a close game. I don't think, it'll be far apart by any means. I do appreciate Drake May. I think he'll do great this season. So that's why I agree with you. But I love Geno, and I'm taking Vegas.
Okay.
Also, Stephon Diggs, isn't he banged up a little bit? A little injured.
So here's the thing with Stephon Diggs. They keep saying that, but every time I watch him in practice, training camp, all that fun stuff, he's out there and he looks great. And he still looks like he could be the wide receiver one easily for that team. So I don't know if he will play or not, but if I had to guess, he would. I mean, he looks good in practice and training camp, and I think he might have even might have gotten a snap or two in preseason. I'm not sure about that. Don't quote me on that, but I would say that I think he will play. I think Stephon Diggs will play. Which that would be a huge factor. If he didn't play, that would kind of hurt them. That would hurt them a lot.
And again, I'm not saying Drake May is going to have a bad season. He's going to have a better season last year. He has a better O line. Last year's O line was terrible. I will say
Yeah.
that, but I think people are overhyping him a little bit too much.
I can agree with that. Maybe I can get on that train. As long as you're saying he's not going to have a bad season, but maybe overhyping a little bit, I kind of agree with that. Collectively, as the Patriots, I do think people are overhyping them a little bit. Let's not forget that the AFC is a strong division,
Yeah.
strong conference.
All right. What do you
Okay,
think,
perfect.
Zach?
All right, man. The team that I have, the underdog that I believe is going to win week 1, I've been chirping them up all season, is the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Yep, that's what I'm saying. I think that the Chargers is actually a full-on better team. And not defense. We won't even talk defense. I think the Chiefs have a pretty strong defense. So we'll ignore that. But if we're looking at the offense, I think that the running back is looking better and healthier, even if you want to add Najee and Harrison there. I like their wide receiver core. I think that's a lot better than what the Chiefs got. And I think that I believe in what Harbaugh does. He built that O line. I think it's going to be a lot better season for Justin Herbert, and I'm really in on the Chargers this year. And I do think they're going to start off the season 1-0. We're going to see Patrick Mahomes. He's already been showing some regress and hasn't been playing, to his expectations. Travis Kelce is just getting old. Dude should just retire already. And I think that, the Chiefs are slowly coming apart where even Rashee Rice is not even going to play because he's suspended. So they're already falling apart over there. I think that this is going to be a good surprise. I think that the only reason that the Chiefs are favored to win is because of Patrick Mahomes and their Super Bowl team in the last 5 years. But I think that this is an easy upset. I would definitely take the Chargers over the Chiefs this week.
You know what? I would too, but the only reason why I'm taking the Chiefs is because you never bet against them. I don't know. If you bet against them, they win by 1 point. One field goal, one stupid coin toss, something. Just win by 1 point. They won by 1 point all last season. You can't count them out. I really don't think count them out.
Yeah, if you want to play it safe, maybe take them for +8. So no matter if as long as the Chargers don't lose by more than 8, then but your money's going to be a lot less if you do that. But if you wanted to play it safe, maybe just add it to a parlay or something. That probably would be the way to go. Dro, who do you think will win, Chargers or the Chiefs week 1? And this is a Friday night game, by the way.
Yeah, it's this is the Brazil game, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So nobody's really home.
Yeah. So yeah, no home field advantage there. Man, I can't go against the Chiefs. I would like to say the Chargers will win, but I think the Chiefs are going to come out upset from that butt whooping in the Super Bowl. They're going to come back out to prove themselves. Kelce just got engaged, so the man's happy. So hopefully he comes out in a good mood and he's ready to play a lot better than he did last season. So, and like Kevin said, man, you just can't doubt Mahomes, and that's probably why they're just minimally favored. But yeah, I'm going to say the Chiefs are going to take it, but it'll probably be by like that 3-point margin they're giving them.
Yeah.
I think it'll be close. The Chargers deserve to win. They totally deserve to win this game, and I think they'll do really well this season. But I think they're going to hit a road bump week 1.
Okay. Shane, who do you got week 1, Chiefs or Chargers?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is I think it's definitely possible, when you look at what the Chargers have built up. And I think one of the things that you guys mentioned just a minute ago is really a big difference in this game. This is not a home field game for Kansas City. If they were home, that kind of stuff might come into factor, but this is a totally neutral site. They have to travel. It's going to be a distraction for both teams. And of course, the Chiefs coming off a loss in the Super Bowl, they're not really fully healthy, and they have Rice suspended right now. So you got a defense on the Chargers that is really built to win this kind of game. And, and if they come in there on this international game and the Chiefs are a little distracted, Mahomes will do what he normally does, but they don't have all the weapons that he normally needs. And I know he always finds a way to do things with less, but I think this is set up for a first game of the season, playing in an international stadium. I think you're right. I think there's a very big possibility because I already think that the Chargers or Broncos both may actually be more dominant than the Chiefs this year.
Wow, both of them. So do you think they might even? Do you think there's a chance that Chiefs might end out as the third in that division?
I said that before. I think it's possible. Now, if they get healthy and Mahomes he bounces back from his season last year, where he was really more down than he was before. If Mahomes comes out the first few games and he's back to being the old Mahomes, I don't know. Like with the Kelsey thing, I think his private life is a distraction. I want to see. He didn't do as well last year, and I want to see Kelsey pick it up because right now they're really going to lean on him and need him to pick up. I think they need Mahomes and Kelsey both to go back to a couple years ago where they were playing at a high level. If they go back to last year's level, I think Chargers and they're in a good place to maybe win this game.
Plus, you got to think being over in Brazil, it's easier to like bribe officials over there. So, and I know that's always a concern. Like, oh, Chiefs are cheating with the refs or whatnot. Hey, they got different rules over there, man.
And the Chiefs, technically speaking, are like the team most internationally known currently.
Definitely up
Chiefs,
there, 100%.
Almost a dynasty. They've won like what, three Super Bowls in the last 5 years. They're more known than the Chargers. So if they win, script a little bit. I don't know. I wouldn't count them out. I would not count them out.
Just think about how fire that season would start if the Raiders won like you wanted, and the Chargers won, and the Chiefs are below both the Raiders and the Chargers to start the season. That would be wild.
What about who's versing Broncos?
Who do the Broncos have? Oh, the Titans. So they probably will win that game, if I'm being honest. I'd heavily choose the Broncos there.
Plus, you got Andy Reid. You can't count Andy Reid out. That man, he's a genius.
Wait a minute. So is there a chance that the Chiefs after week 1 might be the only team in their division not to have a win? They might be at the bottom of the division week 1? I think there's a big chance for that.
If they lose.
I think everyone else in the division has a really good chance of winning their first week. That'd be wild.
We'll see, though.
We will.
We'll see.
All right, let's go ahead and let's move on from mine. Shane, go ahead and give us our last underdog that you think will win in week 1.
Okay, my hot take for the upset for the week would be the Seahawks over the 49ers. And I think that is completely possible. I think, the 49ers and Seahawks both have some pros and cons. I know the Seahawks offense is very different this year. Obviously, you have brought in Sam Darnold, which I think he's going to actually do really well. And over there with Kubiak, the coach, they ran the same system over in Minnesota. So he's going to come in and have be pretty familiar. And with the, the receivers they have and, they have a lot of weapons on there. And I think the 49ers defense, which is good, but, they're dealing with some changes over there, some injuries, and I know the other thing I'm looking at is this is a home field game. The advantage going to Seattle. And everyone knows when you go to Seattle, that 12th man it's one of the loudest crowds in the NFL. So that is going to be an issue for the 49ers. And then you got some of their weapons. I mean, you got Brandon Ayuk out right now, so you got weapons missing. They're going to have to lean on Christian McCaffrey and Kittle. And if they can have that passing attack, they could do it. But I just think with the Seahawks defense and, one of the, their head coach, he's one of the best defensive minds in the league. So I think I think it's going to come down not so much about talent. I think it's going to be more about having a well-coached, disciplined team coming in, taking advantage of the 49ers' weakness and probably a little bit of what you call rust, and then allowing them to get the victory in this first game of the season. What do you guys think?
I agree with you 100%.
Honestly,
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, go ahead, Kevin. You say what you got to say.
No, you go ahead. Man, you go ahead. I'm going to copy you.
I'm actually a little surprised that the Seahawks are not favored to win here. I'm a little surprised by that. I actually think that this team should be favored to win, so I'm 100% totally agree with you. I'll try to keep this short. I think the Seahawks are in a good spot. I think the 49ers are just straight up banged up. They're going to have to be relying on Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle way too much. Even Ricky Pearsall, I know, we're pretty high on him, but he is coming into this season with an injury. So let's not act like he's 100% healthy himself. So I do think that the Seahawks will take this one. I think we're underestimating Sam Darnold. I think we're underestimating the new team, the new weapons, and I'm gonna go Seattle as well. I like this upset.
I was gonna say the exact same thing, word for word. I'm not even gonna lie.
Word for
No,
word.
but I will say people are like overestimating the 49ers. Like I know last year, like basically half their team was injured, so they didn't do much. But they got last in their division. It wasn't like they weren't that good, you know. I know Christian McCaffrey's back, but I don't know. I feel like Seahawks have way better weapons right now.
Yeah,
I
they're way
think
too banged up.
just to add something, I think what Zach mentioned, I think the upset options out there in the first week are always high because, they're basing it on last year or what
That's
they
true.
think's going to happen. So the odds that are going out, I think Zach's right. Really, if this season went through right now and then get a few games in, this may be flip flop. I think the Seahawks could be the favorite if both teams had a few games under their belt. So yeah, I think a lot of these odds you have to really take with a grain of salt because they don't really know anything. It's like the preseason rankings for college. It's more of a guess than anything. You've seen all the teams that lost in college football. So yeah, I do believe technically this for me is an easy upset because I think it should be flip flopped around on the odds.
I do. I agree.
I guess I'm the only one taking the 49ers
Oh,
because I don't think Seattle's going to upset them, man. You got Nick Bosa, you got Fred Warner. I think they're going to shut them down. Offense over there in Seattle is all new pieces being put together. I don't think they're melding yet. I think Sam Darnold was a one-off last season.
I thought Sam
JJ
Darnold was your
versus
goat. I thought he
well,
was your
yeah,
goat.
last season in fantasy was because he pulled it out, but he's going to Seattle. I don't think he's going to do as good. JSN is no Justin Jefferson. I just don't see it. And now, granted, I don't think CMC is going to come back and be the same as he was, but I think he's going to come out and at least be decent game one. And then you got George Kittle, can't put him down. I know the main wide receivers are all banged up over there, but all you need is Kittle. I think that was proven last season. He won them plenty of games, and that man can always get open no matter what. So I don't see the 49ers losing this game.
Wow.
I do think
Interesting takes.
Sam Darnold is way better than Brock Purdy, dude. Brock Purdy just got lucky that 1 year. Brock Purdy is not good, but that's just me.
Why do you say that? What would you have to? Why would you say that? Like, what's bringing you to say that?
I don't know. He just has. I guess he has an arm, but that's it. That's pretty much it.
That's rough. To me, I don't think Brock Purdy's excellent A1 quarterback either. To me, Brock Purdy and Sam Darnold, to me, both would be like good backups.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
just
think
got
they're
lucky.
star quarterbacks, but obviously they're there. They're starters for their teams. They're going to do the job. They're getting the job done, but I don't think they're that franchise quarterback you're looking for.
Yeah, I think that we're being a little hateful on them, but I do agree. Like, they're not on the elite level. Like, you can't throw these guys on any team and expect them to do good. You know what I mean? They're not like Josh Allen or even Lamar, where you could throw them on, like, we've even seen it where they don't have the weapons or, a crappier offense, and they bring that offense to light and make them look like a top 5 offense. I don't think that Sam Darnold and Brock Purdy is either one of those guys. I do agree on that point, but I do think those guys have kind of earned a little bit more respect, and I think we should give them a little bit more respect.
Well, I'm not dogging on them. I'm not saying they're bad quarterbacks. I'm just saying they're not franchise quarterbacks. They're doing their job now. I would feel they'd be great backups, but they're starters right now. So
a lot of tests for them both this season. I mean, Brock Purdy has it a little easier because he has Christian McCaffrey. I mean, it's always easy when you can dump it off to him. I mean, that's one of the best running backs in the league when he's healthy.
Yeah, they almost won in the Super Bowl. One player.
They've had some couple trips.
One of the things too that made me wonder too, because we talked about this with Detroit Lions. The 49ers, they don't have the same defensive coordinator they had last year. They had Robert Saleh, that used to be the head coach of the Jets. He used to be their coach for some years, from like 2017 to 2020, but he just came back. So it's a new coordinator. They don't really know if they have chemistry or what, if his system is going to work the same as it was last year. So even though we may look at what the 49ers did as defense last year, it's a new coach. And I think it's the same question we had with the Lions. How's he going to come in and how's his system? Is it going to take him a little while to get used to it? And so that's one of the other reasons why I'm a little more concerned with, how the 49ers are going to stop the Seahawks.
I will
He was
stop
there
you real
before,
quick.
though.
Yeah,
he
he
was there
was.
before,
No,
so
no,
he's
he
just
was
coming
there
back.
last year.
Yeah,
He
but
was
it's
there
been like
last year.
4 years.
No, he was there last year too, when the Jets fired him mid-season.
Oh, no, yeah, that's true. He came in
with the
mid-season.
49ers, and I don't think maybe he was an official, but he was there. I don't know. I think he was on the field with them. Like, I think he was on the sideline. So I think technically he did. They did kind of bring him back, and he kind of was in that room. But I mean, you're still right. I mean, it's not like it's a fresh.
Yeah, because he wasn't officially in there since 2020. So a lot of things changed, new players, new things, so I don't know. I mean, you're right. It might not be, but how they adjust and transition back to his system that's been 4 years ago. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know how much he had impact on last year.
I think the 49ers have a lot of pieces that they need to still get under control and a lot of injuries where it's going to make them end up losing that week one. I think we're kind of overhyping them just because of their schedule, I would say. They have an easy schedule, so we're automatically in on the 49ers. I don't think we should be Super Bowl hopeful or maybe even playoff hopeful. Schedule or
but
not.
you guys weren't hyping them. The three of you said they were going to lose, so.
Right, but I just mean everybody. Technically,
people
they
in general.
Favored. They're the favorite.
I see a lot of analysts just saying that they're going to make it to the playoffs. I don't think so.
It's probably because they're assuming CMC is going to come back and be his old self. That's probably what they're just automatically assuming.
Right, probably. But all right, is that it? Does anyone have anything else they want to say before we go ahead and move on?
Nope.
All set? All right, guys, you heard it here. Let's go over the teams real quick. Jarrell says that Green Bay is going to upset the Detroit Lions this week. Kevin says that the Raiders are going to upset the Patriots. I couldn't remember.
Patriots.
I said that the Chargers are going to go ahead and upset the Chiefs. And then Shane said that he thinks that the Seahawks are going to upset the 49ers. I'm actually going to go ahead and throw it on the screen to what it would look like here if we put it into a parlay, and we'll go ahead and we'll bet it, and we'll see who is wrong here and who is right. But thank you for watching another video, guys. Make sure you like and comment, and don't you forget to subscribe. I'll go ahead and I'll throw up our socials here. Make sure you guys go check those out, especially on TikTok. We go live throughout the week. Thank you, and enjoy.
Bye.
See ya.
Peace.